What's up, everybody? Today we are having a look at the community pedal board that you all helped me pick. If you didn't catch it, about a week or two ago I put up a bunch of posts using the community feature on YouTube, which is like, you know when you're scrolling through YouTube and you just see somebody post a photo? That thing, which probably annoys a bunch of people. But what I wanted to do was take this piece of particle board, which is about yay big, and slap a bunch of pedals on it. So I basically, I want to plug an amp in and make some sounds and experiment and have some weird stuff. I've got a little board which I can plug in immediately and do that. So I'll give you a quick rundown of it and then we're going to hear it. So TC Polytune, because it's good to have a tuner on your board. Then I asked you guys to pick between the Electro Harmonix Microsynth or the POG, and the Microsynth just won out. I asked you guys to choose between the excellent Revv G3 and G4 distortion / preamp pedals, and the purple G3 won out. And then I asked you guys to choose between two Eventide pedals, the H9, the digital do everything tool, and the Rose, their new modulated digital delay, and the H9 won out. These buttons as well, I get 3D printed from a website called thehomemusician.com. You should definitely check out their website. They're really awesome. I have really big feet and they make stepping on stuff so much easier for me. 3D printed, really light. I always get questions about, hey, what are those button toppers? So I figured I would give the Home Musician a shout out. They're awesome. So what we're going to do is hear this board into an amp which is kind of like almost crunchy. You know the green channel of that amp? That's what I'm talking about. So that's a Marshall DSL 50, by the way. And like I've said before, if you want to get a Marshall, get one of those. It's awesome. But we're not here to talk about the Marshall. We're here to talk about the pedals. So the way I've got this hooked up, which I don't have hooked up at the moment, but I'm going to plug all the right cables in a second, is we're going into the tuner, into the Microsynth, which needs to be before any distortion, and then I'm using the H9 in pre-post mode, which means essentially this G3 kind of sits in an effects loop, and if I've got, say, like a compressor or an EQ, I can put it before the distortion pedal. If I've got a delay or a reverb, I can put it after the distortion. So that is super handy. The guitar I'm going to be using is my STR LJ1, which you've seen from a bunch of other videos. I don't think there's too much more to say, except if you've got suggestions for next month's community pedal board, I'm going to put up some photos over the next couple of weeks. Be sure to catch those. It'll be a similar format, like some kind of weird thing, some kind of distortion thing, some kind of delay, reverb thing. Yeah, let's get straight into it. I'm going to shut up and play my guitar. So if I hit it hard, there's just like the faintest threat of breakup going on there. So the routing here, we've got the Polytune, which, I can turn on and off and tune my guitar, which is always a good idea. Then that's hitting the Microsynth. Now, the Microsynth output is going to the input of the H9, which I'm running in pre-post mode. So essentially, I have the Revv in like an effects loop of the H9, so I can set different algorithms to either occur before or after the distortion generated by the Revv, which is pretty cool. So let's just set up this pedal. I'll level everything out and get a distorted sound happening because I quite like this clean sound. So I'll just set everything in the middle so you guys can hear this. That switch is in the middle. Let's just have a listen to what it sounds like with everything except the gain at noon. The gain's all the way off. Okay, I got the volume control on my guitar at about 7 at the moment. You can hear that that is just crunchy enough. It's losing a little bit of high end, and I've got it set on this red aggression switch, which sounds really fat. I quite like that as kind of my stock, like playing rhythm guitar sound. I probably don't even need to use the gain control on the Revv. So that'll be my crunch sound. Then if I wind my volume control up, I have my lead sound. Cool. And if I turn it off, fantastic. I quite like that. All right, let's talk about some of the different effects algorithms I would use with the H9. I'm going to scroll through the presets. There is this plate reverb that I've got set for post. So I quite like the way this sounds as just a straight up little bit of ambiance on the guitar sound. I'll go over to the neck pickup. I dig that quite a lot. I think the tape delay algorithm has probably become my favorite delay in the H9. Now, if I wanted to run a clean sound, what I could do is use the EQ compressor algorithm in the H9, and this is running pre-gain. So have a listen to this. This is going to add some funkiness to the sound. But I've also set up the level so that it's giving me a bit of a boost, so I could go totally over the top with a kind of really high gain lead sound. The last algorithm I'll show you guys is this kind of old school pitch detune thing. So 80s sounding. I'm going to leave it on this tape delay for now. So let's talk about the micro synth, because this does a lot of cool things, and I mean a lot of cool things. Let's see. I've got the Revv on so we can hear this, and I'll play on the neck pickup. First things first, let's go through the controls. We've got the trigger control, we've got a sub-octave and an octave, we've got a square wave control. I'll tell you what, I'll bring all of this out and turn all of this stuff, start frequency down, stop frequency up, rate down. This is what it does. It's kind of got, that's like something you would hear on a Muse record. If I turn the sub-octave up, you get this. that's cool. What about the other octave? Oh yeah, what about the resonance? And then there's an attack control. And I can add some square wave in there. I feel like Edgar Winter at the moment. Let's add some delay to that. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun to play around with. So let's go back to a clean sound. I'm going to bring the start and stop frequencies down a bit and turn the rate up. You get this? That's pretty awesome. I'm going to bring up this preset I've got with a black hole reverb because I think this will be insanely good fun. So that's pretty amazing that you can do all of those sounds with just 3 pedals. I really normally hate distortion pedals, but I love the sound I'm getting with this thing. I could probably bring, well, there goes my pick. I could probably bring the volume up on this a little bit more if I was running it. You know, I wanted to do more of like a metal thing into a high gain amp, in which case I would probably put this in the effects loop of the amp. And this is, well, sky's the limit with this kind of thing because you can use it as an octaver. Say I bring all of this stuff down, it should sound like this. So that's a whole lot of fun. I mean, this is part of the cool thing about pedals. They are inherently modular by design, and you can have so much fun by combining, you know, say a micro synth in this case, which on its own might not be too remarkable, but with an H9 and this Revv distortion to give you all kinds of different shades of stuff going on there. You could hear in there was almost like some kind of Black Keys style stuff happening, and then you can turn into like a musy thing, or a, you know, these two together, you can do, you know, 70s rock, 80s rock, Van Halen stuff, modern stuff. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And as we saw, the Polytune came in handy because I need to tune my guitar as well. So that is this month's community pedal board. I would love to hear some suggestions for next month's community pedal board, because I own quite a few cool pedals and I will be putting these up in the community section of YouTube, so keep your eyes out for that. If you've got any specific suggestions or pedals you want to see in action, please let me know. But I mean, you can just see how valuable something like the H9 is. It can do so many great things so very, very well. There's a great sounding distortion, and this is just a manic box of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will see you next time.